Gambling is a negative emotion that causes us the urge to continuously gamble without considering the negative, heavy consequences it has in our life. Gambling has destroyed so many lives. Gambling has made so many people to become broke, poor, and wretched. And that is why it is always important to stay away from gambling if you truly want to have a healthy lifestyle and if you truly want to become rich and successful. So in this video, I am going to be sharing with you 5 ways to stop addiction to gambling. So before I start, let us look at the meaning of gambling before we can go into full explanation of what gambling is. Gambling addiction is an urge to gamble continuously despite harmful negative consequences. The signs and symptoms of gambling addiction include feeling a thrill when gambling, taking more risk, an increased craving for gambling, reliving gambling experiences, feeling guilty or remorseful after gambling, and past failed attempt to quit the habit. So many people find it extremely difficult to quit gambling because they feel with that they can be able to become successful in life without knowing the negative consequences that gambling brings. Some people gamble and after losing so much, they find it extremely difficult to quit gambling because they truly want to recover what they have lost, forgetting the fact that whatever money that they have lost in gambling is gone forever and they can't recover it. So gambling is a negative feeling, a negative emotion that causes us the urge to gamble continuously even when we know there is heavy consequences. Gambling addiction affects people's quality of life, causing them to filter away money meant for feeding and other important things. This causes family dysfunction and irresponsibility. It will affect health, cause anxiety, depression, and suicide. So many people have had so many problems due to gambling. This has affected their quality of life. This has affected their relationship. This has affected their marriage because gambling takes away money that is meant for upkeep, family upkeep, money that is meant to take care of the family, money that is meant to pay school fees, house rent, and other important miscellaneous have been used to gamble. So gambling can make someone irresponsible. Gambling can cause depression. Gambling can make someone poor and wretched. Gambling can destroy someone's livelihood. Gambling can affect someone's health, mental health. Gambling can cause depression, stress, mental health, anxiety, which can in times lead to suicide. Gambling has so many negative effects that it does to our body and our mind because it crumbles our emotion, it crumbles our mind and makes us dysfunctional, that is unable to function as a reliable member of the family or as a reliable member of the society. Gamble can take away the money that we have worked hard for, money that we have sincerely worked hard for many years, money that we have worked for so as to use to take care of ourselves, eat good balanced diet, and live a healthy life. Gambling can take away that money. So if you are addicted to gambling, you are giving the devil the opportunity to destroy your life. So that is why you have to do everything humanly possible to stay away from gambling, to end the addiction, that urge that is making you to consistently gamble your hard-earned money away. You need to stop it so as to better your life and that of your family. Gambling addicts can beat the habit and regain control of their lives once they are able to recognize the sign of the addiction. addict should learn and avoid gambling triggers, which are situations, thoughts, feelings, or behavior that makes them want to gamble. For you to be able to avoid gambling, you have to avoid all the things that triggers you to gamble. The feeling, the thought, anything that will trigger you to gamble, you need to take it off your mind. And that is why it is always important that you make friends that have good businesses. If you hang out with people who are gamblers, you will end up to be a gambler, and this will destroy your life slowly. So for you to be able to avoid gambling, you need to stay with people who have real businesses, people who have businesses that are real. From there you can learn how to make real money and not gambling your hard-earned money, because the people that gambles away their money think that they can make money so easy and so faster, and that is why they are resorting to gambling so as to become overnight millionaires, forgetting the negative heavy consequences of gambling, and this might impact negatively in their overall well-being. So that is why in this video I'm going to be listing out 5 ways to stop gambling addiction so as to live a meaningful life, so as to live happily ever after. So the first one is take charge of your feelings. Gambling could be a pattern of meeting an emotional need and a mechanism of escape from reality. Some gamblers are angry after each session or become socially withdrawn. So they should write down their thoughts, feelings, and situations that occur before and during the gambling to understand what caused the craving. The addict must understand that these feelings they have during gambling are temporary, so they must pay attention to their emotional awareness, take a record of their thoughts, and develop ways by which they can postpone the activity or distract themselves with a hobby. For you to be able to stop gambling, for you to be able to stop addiction to gambling, you need to take charge of your feelings, those things that are causing you to gamble. You need to make a time to control those feelings. Feelings can be controlled, and that is where self-discipline comes in. Those things that triggers you to gamble, you need to remove it from your mind. And that is why it is always advisable that you look for something to do when you are having the feeling of gambling. You can go and play football if you love football. Look for any hobby that can distract you from going to a gambling shop, because definitely if you have the feeling of gambling, you may have the urge to go to a gambling shop or a gambling site to go and gamble your hard-earned money. So you need to find out something that will distract your mind, something that will take you away, far away from the feeling of gambling, right? So whenever you have the mindset that you want to gamble, look for something to distract yourself from doing that. Like I say, you can go to the field and play football, or you can go and play video game, right? Just do something that will distract your mind, distract your feeling from going to any gambling shop or any gambling site to go and waste your hard-earned money. Take charge of your feelings and control those negative impulses that is causing you to go and gamble your hard-earned money, and this will prevent you from going to a gambling site or going to a gambling shop in the first place. Number 2, avoid high-risk situation. Online betting sites and carrying a large amount of physical cash could make gambling addicts succumb to their cravings. Therefore, isolation predisposes sufferers to high risk. So, spending more time with family members and friends instead of spending a long duration browsing sites can curb this. Other activities like watching a movie, practicing mindfulness exercise, or going to the gym can also help. It is often difficult to avoid the craving if the addict find themselves near a betting spot or they visit online gambling sites, so they should be avoided. The same with carrying around a large amount of cash. Addicts should take alternate routes if they know they could change their mind if they pass by a betting shop, and that they could change the channel if watching sports make them want to bet. So to avoid gambling, addiction to gambling, you need to avoid things that will trigger you to gamble, right? You know that if you spend time on a gambling site, reading through their pros and cons, reading through the benefits and so on and so forth, you will be tempted to gamble, and you will be having some questions running to your mind whether if you put this money or this money is going to bring you a lot of money. So stay away from isolation. Don't stay alone thinking how you can make millions through gambling. This is pure temptation. So you have to avoid all the high risk things that will cause you to go and gamble in the first place. So avoid all those high risk situations that will cause you to gamble in the first place. Spend quality times with your family. Spend time with your children if you are married and have kids. Spend quality time with your loved ones. Share story with them, or you can go and watch movies. Go to the cinemas and watch movies. Do something that will not put you in any negative thought or in any negative emotion, in the sense that you start thinking of how to make money overnight, because the temptation of making money overnight is what lead people to gambling. And this, however, makes them addicted to gambling. All the time they are always gambling, risking their hard-earned money, wasting their hard-earned money on gambling sites and so on and so forth. So for you to be able to stop addiction to gambling, you need to remove your mind from gambling. Focus your mind in any other thing that is more realistic, right? You can go and read novels, right? There are important novels that you can read. You can watch movies. You can go and play soccer game. You can play football, basketball, or you can go and watch movies. Go to the cinema. Take your family out. You can even take your family out on dinner night. You can take them out on lunch. Just do something that will distract you from thinking about gambling. And again, if the road to wherever you are going, there is a gambling shop there, change that road. Look for another road to go with, because if you go through the road where they are doing gambling, where there is a gambling shop, you might be tempted to go and gamble. And again, stay away from friends who are addicted to gambling, because they might influence you. You know that they say birds of the same feather fly together. So try as much as possible to stay away from friends that are addicted to gambling. Make friends who are talking positive about life, who knows how life is. Stay away from friends who want to get money quick, those people that want to become millionaires overnight. Stay away from those kind of friends, because they are the ones that will tempt you into doing what you are not supposed to do. And this might ruin your life. This might hurt you at the end, because the pain that gambling comes with is so heavy that not everyone can withstand it. So to be able to stop gambling addiction, you need to stay away from anything that has to do with gambling. Stay away from the shop. Stop visiting their site. Even if you visit it mistakenly, close it immediately. Remove every thought, every feeling about gambling from your mind. Like I said, you have to fix your mind in something else so that your mind can get busy, right? So if you are negatively thinking about gambling your hard-earned money, change that mindset into something else. You can say, okay, let me go out with my family. It has been long since I spent quality time with my family. Let me go out with my family. Let's go to maybe ShopRite or Mr. Biggs. Let's go and catch fun, right? So this will help you to remove any feelings that will cause you to go and gamble your hard-earned money. Number 3, Challenge irrational beliefs. Habit is often fueled by fallacies and superstitious thinking. Overcoming compulsive gambling involves what I called mind reconfiguration. You have to challenge the fallacies that fuel gambling, like the belief that a random signal in a game would be won or lost. With strong mental work, one can identify and alter this mindset. Superstitious thinking is very common among gamblers. They attach meanings to odds and certain actions or events. There is this strong belief in luck, and it takes time for one to shed this belief and realize these are mere coincidences. For you to be able to stop gambling addiction, you need to challenge irrational beliefs. Some people have the mindset of get rich quick scheme, and that is why most of them fall into the hands of scammers, because it is only people that want to become millionaires overnight that scammers get through. So if you truly want to avoid addiction to gambling, you need to challenge irrational beliefs, superstitious beliefs that you can win based on luck. Because what if you do not win and you lose your money? Have you thought about the pain that you will go through? The pain of losing money. Money is hard to make. You know how long it took you to make that money. So if you lose that money, how will you feel? Stop having the superstitious belief that you can make wealth. You can use $1 to make $100,000. Stop thinking that way, because that is not how you are supposed to think. That is pure fallacy. That is superstitious thinking, right? So you have to do everything possible to challenge those irrational beliefs that triggers you to go and gamble your hard-earned money. Because when you have those irrational beliefs, it will make you to start thinking or wondering, if you risk $100, you are going to make $1 million. If you risk $1,000, you're going to make $100 million. All these things are superstitious beliefs. These are beliefs that doesn't exist, because there is absolutely no way you are going to use $100 to make $100,000 instantly. This is just nonsense. These are craps, because you know fully well that $100, it took a time for you to earn that money. And if you go to a gambling site and use that money to gamble, there is 50-50 chance that you will lose that money if care is not taken. So do not believe in luck. Do not have the mindset that your friend went and gambled his money and he made money through it, and you believe you too will have the same luck. Avoid those mindset. Avoid those kind of thinking. Try as much as possible to challenge those irrational beliefs that triggers you to go and gamble. Thinking overnight, thinking of how you can buy the latest car overnight, thinking of how you can buy the latest house overnight. These are irrational beliefs that triggers you to go and gamble your hard-earned money, and this will lead you to addiction to gambling, where you consistently gamble your hard-earned money until you become broke without a single penny left in your pocket. Think of the consequences of your action. Think of the negative impact it will have on your family, because your family will go broke. You will not be able to feed your family anymore. You will become poor, broke, and wretched, because all the money you have made, you have wasted it on gambling side due to addiction to gambling. So if you want to stop addiction to gambling, you have to do everything possible to challenge those irrational beliefs that are triggering you, that are tempting you to go and gamble your hard-earned money. Superstitious thinking is common among gamblers. They believe in the get rich quick scheme. They believe that one can risk so amount of money and make millions. They believe in so much superstitious that they are carried away by this fallacy. They are carried away by these irrational beliefs. That is why for you to be able to stop addiction to gambling, you need to challenge these irrational beliefs, because gambling cannot make you a millionaire. Think of all the people that have been gambling. They are all broke. There is absolutely no gambler that is a millionaire. Millionaires are business executives, people that know how to manage business, people that have skills, talent in different fields of life. These are people that are meant to be wealthy because they know the true definition of what wealth is all about, not gamblers. Then you might be tempted to go and gamble your hard-earned money. So it is right time you start believing that making money takes time. Making money is not easy. Making money is a process, and you need to follow those processes for you to make money that will give you peace of mind, money that will last for you, money that will be enough for you to cater for your family needs and that of yours, money that will help you to be able to build a brighter future for you and your family. Gambling cannot give you that kind of wealth. Rather, gambling will take away the little money that you have worked hard for, the little money or the little savings that you have in your bank account. Gambling will take it away from you, and you will be left with no money. So that is why you have to do everything humanly possible to challenge those irrational beliefs of getting rich quick. That is the surest way for you to be able to stop addiction to gambling. Number 4, recognize benefit of quitting. Addicted gamblers need to understand that gambling disorder can lead to several adverse outcomes, from draining your finances to destroying close relationships. Although shame and guilt could pose some difficulty to recovery, a small amount of reflection can motivate you to get better. Addicted gamblers should ponder on how it had negatively affected them and the benefit of stopping it. Calculate the money and time you have spent gambling and think of better ways you could have spent them. Consider all the positive ways of overcoming the addiction, which can improve your mental health. So for you to be able to stop addiction of gambling, you have to recognize the benefit of quitting. It might be a little bit tough for you to quit gambling because you are so addicted to it, but think of the benefit if you decide to quit gambling. Think of the benefit. Think of all the money you have lost. Do the calculation and then have a critical thinking. What will happen if you continue gambling? Let's assume you have gambled for the past 5 years, and in that 5 years you have lost almost $1 million. But right now you are broke, poor and wretched. Now just imagine what that money would have done for you. Imagine what you would have used that money for. Just do those critical analysis within yourself. Sit down with your calculator and your pen. Begin to analyze all the money that you have lost in betting from the first day you started betting, and think of what you could have used that money for. Think of the business that you could have invested that money in that would have generated income for you. Income that will feed you for the rest of your life. Think of what you could have done with that money that you wasted in gambling. So try as much as possible to recognize the benefit of quitting. This is the surest way of stopping gambling addiction. When you start thinking of the benefit of quitting gambling. If you quit gambling today, what is the benefit? You have peace of mind. You have peace of mind because when you are gambling, you are addicted to gambling, you will always go through mental stress. depression, anxiety, pain, constant pain, because all the time you'll be losing money. If you go today and gamble, you lose the money. Tomorrow you go again, you lose the money, and each and every day you are going through pain, and this will be affecting you, affecting your health, affecting your family, and affecting everyone around you, because you'll be going through mental stress. So when you quit gambling, just imagine the benefit. Imagine the benefit of what will happen to you. Imagine the benefit, because you will become healthy. You start eating good food. You start thinking straight. You have no negative feelings. You will not be losing any money that will be causing you pain. You have peace of mind. Most importantly, you have peace of mind. So think of the benefit of quitting gambling. So addicted gamblers should think of the negative outcome of gambling and stop it. They should think of how much damage gambling has done to them financially. Think of how much they have lost. Think of their life right now. Is it how it was in the past? Think of the mental stress that addiction to gambling has caused them. So when they think of all this, they should think of the benefit of quitting. What they will benefit when they decide to quit gambling. Their lifestyle will change, their mindset will change, their health will improve, their income will improve, they will bounce back. It's just a matter of time. But once you decide never to quit, that is it. You are extremely on the road to destruction. You call it agony of life. You go through pain till you die. Because the fact still remains, gambling can never ever make you rich and wealthy. Rather, it will take away the little money that you have and cause you pain, cause you stress, depression, and anger. So calculate the money and the time you spent gambling. Calculate the money and the time you spend gambling, and imagine if you use that money in a business, if you have invested that money in a real business. Imagine how much this business would have yielded for you in the next 5 or 6 years. Like you have, let's say you have gambled away over $20,000 in the past 2 years. So imagine if you had invested that $20,000 2 years ago. Imagine the kind of profit you'll be reaping by this time right now. So when you start thinking of the benefit, when you start recognizing the benefit of quitting, it will help you to stop addiction to gambling. Number 5, go for therapy. Studies have shown that gambling is more addictive, if not more than cigarettes or drugs. Those who are addicted to it should seek professional counseling or psychotherapy. Through therapy, compulsive gamblers can find their feet, navigate its withdrawal symptoms, and recover from the adverse effect of the addictive habits. So the last option for you to be able to stop gambling addiction is to go for therapy. You need to seek a professional, a counselor, or a psychotherapist, someone that will help you to stop this addiction that wants to destroy your life. You need to see a professional that will guide you, that will help you to come out from this bondage that you are in for so many years. So this is the last step you should take. to seek a professional, a psychotherapist, a counselor that will help you, that will guide you, that will educate you, that will help you to come out from gambling so as to live a better life. Life is too short. So the life we are living today, we need to look into it to know whether if we are living a good life. How much impact do we have in the society? So you need to understand that addiction to gambling can destroy you financially, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, and health-wise. So when you think of all these things, you should know that this is the right time to stop addiction to gambling. It is not good. If you continue gambling your hard-earned money, it is just a matter of time and you become broke, poor, and wretched. So if you are still gambling out there, stop it right now. Go through the 5 ways that I've shared with you so as to learn how you can stop this addiction, so as to live a positive lifestyle and contribute financially in your society. So that is all I have for you in this video. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.